Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. Today is Wednesday, 18th of June, 2025, and we are here again for another live session. And as usual, we're going to start with we're going to start with the dollar index. So that you are aware, today is the rate announcement at 7 p.m. for the dollar index. So just be aware. There's also FOMC at 7:30. So again, be aware. I think that's gonna impact the market today. And from what I'm seeing, I think so far I like what price has done from the weekly perspective. I like the fact that they've sent price up first. Yesterday I was expecting them to go down, but it couldn't do that, which is great, because like I said, if we are going to go down, we need that movement to the upside to draw all buyers in, and then we go against them. So so far so good. I think I'm liking it. Our downside objective still remains 97.47 to 97.38. Now this up candle here, prior to this move down, that is what we don't want price to close above. If price closes above it, then we might be shifting to come up. So as long as that up candle prior to this move down remains, we are still going to be expecting lower prices. And today at exactly 7 p.m. that will be decided whether price is going to come and attack the low, or price is going to go up and break the structure. Now in terms of like which direction that price is supposed to go, that's going to come from understanding most of the time what the market season wants to do in June. Okay, and if you are anyone that follows the market seasonalities, June is a month where price actually consolidates a lot. So I'm not expecting any sort of big movement in a specific direction. Now, even if for whatever reason they send price up, right, to attack this high, that might cause it to reject immediately and come back. But if they send price up and then it stays up there, then we might be trading back inside this high to this low, because that's the bigger range. Okay, and inside that there is no fair value gap in my opinion. So that will make it probable for price to even attempt to go and take out this high. All right, but ultimately I think dollar will go down again. That's what I think will happen. Dollar will continue going down. Okay, and then the foreign currencies will continue going higher. So euro for today, still expecting them to trade a little bit lower into the gap, especially in today's. Let me zoom in. I think we paused in here as a perfect pause, right? A New York session gap. By now, if you don't recognize the importance of them right here. Then you've been sleeping all this while during our sessions. And these ones here, these sort of gaps, they are tradable if, for example, they trade to it during a time of the day that is important. For example, had price traded to this during the London session, that would be a tradable position. But since it was Asia, I don't like trading Asia. So, but if price had come here in London, then that would have been a nice one. So the next level is here. That's where I want them to come to next. So with the rate announcement, I want to see them drop down to that, manipulate everybody, and then send it back up. Okay, that's the narrative that I want to see, because I think buyers are trying to buy and they need to kill them off. And here, this up candle prior to this move down, that happened at exactly 4, and then we went down. So that up candle is now our resistance level. If we trade through it, then we'll be going higher. So then that should stay, and then we come down here. But I don't recommend trading this New York session because of the rate announcement coming in later. GBP USD, nice move to attack previous week low. I think that one I'm expecting a little bit more to the downside. Let's go to H4. Somewhere here. Yeah, right there. Right here. That candle's high. That one. I want to see them trade there. Alright. Again, we have this up candle here. If we trade through that, then price will resume going up. We are far away from the previous week low. I think previous week low was this one. We broke it aggressively. We didn't just go below it and then reject on the H4 basis. We went aggressive below it. So sometimes that can be a shift, and then price will go a little bit lower. However, I'm looking at this low to this high. So that's the range that I'm looking at. This one. All right, so somewhere down here, that's the 50%, and then here, that'll be OTE. Right in here. That's where I'm expecting. All right, so a reversal, either 50%, which is not exactly 50%, but just below it, 1.33774, and then 1.3335, right in there. That's the expectation. If they drop here and they reverse aggressively, trading above an up candle, then that's your reversal. If not, then they will come for the next one, which is the 1.3335. Okay, so with the rate announcement, I want to see one more drive to the downside. Dollar yen, I'm expecting price to go up. I think yesterday I spoke about it. that I want to see them run the previous week high, it'll be much better because there's nothing really much in here. So it'd be better for them to go up here, right? Or even there, right here. That closes in the gap, and then a nice aggressive rejection. I still stand for that. So again, doing the rate announcement, watch this auto block here, this down candle prior to this move up. Watch that, because they can hit it and then send it up. This is not like a nice rejection that you want to trade off from. Plus it did not take out this high, so that's engineered equal high, and with this I think it will come back up again. We also have lest I forget, we have unemployment claims at 1:30, so, and it's also high impact news, so they can use that news to send price even higher on the dollar index during this New York session, and then maybe with the rate announcement reverse. Okay, so take that into consideration. Bear with me, guys. It's very hot. It's extremely hot in the UK, which is good. Sometimes we need a bit of sun. Anyway, yeah, so the 1:30 news, they can use that to send, let me go back to the dollar. They can use that to send the dollar a little bit higher. I think we have a nice New York session gap over here, so that's a nice area for price to reach for, either with the news event at 1:30 or the rate announcement, whichever one. We want them to reach for that area, right? Yeah. Okay, so dollar yen, one more run to the upside before the eventual rejection. And then gold. Gold is finally came back down to that level yesterday, so I took my profit, or actually closed it for me, and I'm now patiently waiting. Right, I'm waiting for the reversal to take place. So I want to see a 1 hour break of structure. So this up candle as it stands, this up candle here prior to this move down, if we can break it, then we will resume going higher, and it comes in at 3,400.90, 3,400.90. That's where I'm expecting them to break, and then we might resume going up. So far so good. Let me reduce that. If worst case scenario they don't break it, then the next level, this level here, okay, that's the next level. If for whatever reason they don't break the market structure, then it will drive down here. All right, so just be aware, if we don't break and you start seeing price going down, that is where it's gonna come to. All right. Now, the reason why I'm focused on this area is because there's a lot of PD arrays in here. So if I zoom in, one, there's this gap. Two, just below it, there's another one, and then three, there's an inverted fair value gap over here as well. That happened in London. Okay, so there's a lot of resistance in this area, hence price is gonna struggle to break through it. But if it does, then this will be the next level price wants to reach for. So just be aware, in case this level gives up, then that's your next area of support, and we want to see price reject. Now let me give you something here. Sometimes the move, the move that reverses price can be an aggressive one like this, an emotionally charged candle, right? And the breakout structure will be very far away. Okay, the breakout structure will be very far away. So you need to understand that if we are expecting a reversal, especially your bias being on the higher time frame. So if your bias is on the higher time frame, then when you see that emotionally charged candle drop aggressively into the area that I've already highlighted, so if you go back now, pay attention to this particular type of candle, right? That big aggressive one. Same thing here, big aggressive one. That's emotionally charged candle. Same thing here, big aggressive one. If you see that come down here, waiting for a break of structure will mean you are going to miss the trade. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. If we see price drop aggressively into that area, waiting for a break of structure will mean you might miss the trade, because by the time it breaks structure, it will be too risky in terms of placing your stop loss. So for example, if price was to drop right now like that, if you don't buy, or when it start rejecting, if you don't buy and you want to wait for price to come all the way up here to break before you buy, you are going to be in for a big risk, because price can come all the way back down before going up. Hence, if you want to buy after the break of structure, your risk is going to be big. Plus, you didn't even know where to buy it, because if you buy the breaker, price can come into the gap, and sometimes it will not leave just one gap going up. It will leave several gaps going up, and you wouldn't know which one you want to buy. Okay, so just bear that in mind, so that when price does drop in here and you start seeing the rejection, just this candle slow will be enough to place your stop loss, and then you buy it to start going up. All right, I thought I'll put that one in there just in case. All right, crude oil. So yesterday we couldn't come and touch this, and then we broke through that level, the H4 imbalance, and you can see it acted as resistance. It acted as support this morning here, and then rejected. So pretty much I think we will start going back up again, So on the H4, that's the gap. Trade through it. Nice price action over here. Right? Comes back. So watch this down candle being formed. This would be a nice order block to key off from and buy. So once this candle closes, place a buy limit here with your stop loss below that. And then first of all, aim for 2 to 1, easy, and then leave the rest to continue going up. That's under a conditional, under a condition. So this is a conditional trade. If this candle closes above that, this would be a nice order block. Why would this be an order block? Because okay, apologize. I think my connection just dropped just for a few seconds. So as I was saying, if we open and this candle does not touch this one and then it shoots up, then shift your buy limit to that candle's low, because that will become a fair value gap and you want to buy that. Okay, all right, we've got about 45 seconds to go before the news. Let me quickly give you an update on the ES. So ES, yesterday we spoke about this. If it comes here and then rejects, you want to sell it. Nice trade here. I didn't actually see it. I was busy doing other stuff, so I didn't see it, but that was a nice trade. If I was in front of the screen, this immediate close, this pullback, I would have actually shorted that and then go down to here. Okay, but let's go and check the news event out, and then we come back after the news event. Okay, it seems we didn't get much in terms of movements. Okay, we didn't get much in terms of movement, so I think they might be actually waiting for the rate announcement in the evening. So we can go back and then look at price the normal way we actually been looking at it. Okay. So, as I was saying, we had a nice move away. It created an H4 auto block here, but the time of the day that it created it, right? I personally think we might drop back down here to this down candle, and we will see what it's going to do, because the daily is still bullish. Okay, the daily is still bullish. We might drop deep down into the auto block and then reject. Let me draw this level and that up candle. If we break that up candle, then we'll be going back up again. All right, if we break that up candle, we'll be going back up again. So watch that up candle. If not, this New York session will send price back down again. But personally, I'll look for scalps. I will not be looking for anything during the New York session because of the rate announcement. I'll be looking out for some scalps to play with, and then I'll wait for the rate announcement, FOMC. Then whatever happens, I will then take it from there. All right, so that is that for the ES. And let's go to cryptos, starting with the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin now, yesterday confirmed closing below this. Now this is an auto block. Okay, so put buying to the sidelines for now because of this up candle, right? For us to go up, we will need them to close above yesterday's high. I would like to hide this thing here, lock and hide, remove. Okay, so as it stands, this candle here now has become an auto block. Why? That fair value gap with this rejection, that's an auto block. So for today, a move back down to this low and that low is possible. $103,373, and then 102,777. A move back down to those levels is possible, right? And it can come to this last down candle because that's also an auto block. This one, 102,176. Okay, so Bitcoin, we are looking for lower prices, and that will ripple through all the other cryptos. So Solana might come back for this low. It might come for this low, which comes in at 140.88. Ethereum might also come for this low, and potentially to that weekly fair value gap. But for today, if you're just looking for a trade, then this low and that low, so 2456 and then 2445 is possible, right? Or if you want a bigger target, 2388 is possible. Hype, so hype looks like now it's gonna come here, 37.35. Okay, That's the draw on liquidity inside that fair value gap. That's where price is going. So again, look for continuation to the downside. That's based on Bitcoin. So I'm referencing Bitcoin as sort of similar to dollar index, right? What it does, it affects the other pairs. Ripple, we might come back for this low, but for today, 2.0835. That's the draw liquidity. Now, someone might say, why do you change, your direction so frequently? I don't change it. I just read what the market gives me. Okay? I just gives what the market gives me. I don't control price, so I cannot tell what price needs to do, but I can read what it's trying to do. So based on what it's showing me, that is what I give, right? I don't hold anything. I'm like a mirror. I just reflect what the market is giving. So based on how the market closes, based on how it reacts, and I give you exactly what it's trying to do. Now it's up to you to either submit to that, or you stay with maybe your personal opinion, which is fine. If you stay with your personal opinion, that's 200% fine, because you always want to listen to your own self. But if what I say kind of resonates with you, then obviously you can go with what I'm saying, but always listen to yourself first. So I don't control it, and I just read what it's trying to do. So I give you what will negate and what will confirm, right? So here was the confirmation. If we go above it, we resume. It didn't, we rejected, so it's gonna go for this low, right? And then finally touch key, we came back down to that auto block. So like I said, we are potentially gonna reject this and go up. That's the highest probability. If we don't, then they will go for this low. For now, I'm looking for the rejection to go up. Okay, and then AI16Z, I think I've mentioned based on yesterday that they were going to come back for this low again, and yeah, it will give another opportunity for a buy. So as it stands, they're gonna come for this low and then trade to this candle's high. So prepare yourself for another run down, and then we'll see if it's gonna reject, because as it stands on the weekly, this is a fair value gap that price needs to reject from. So they might take out previous week low, reject, break structure, and then start going up. All right, so that is that for the cryptos. Let's quickly go back to the dollar index and see what it's doing. It's still not doing much, so just be careful. Just word of advice, be careful, because we have the rate announcement later today. Don't force anything in the market, just stay nimble, and then after the rate announcement, displacement will happen and opportunities will grow. Okay, all right, with that said, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you same time tomorrow for another update. Tomorrow, let me see the time, because there is a rate announcement before we meet. That will be on the British pound. There's actually two of them. There's one on the Swiss, and then there's one on the British pound. The Swiss, if you trade the Swiss pairs, is at 8:30 in the morning. It's a rate announcement, and then at 12 p.m. there's another rate announcement on the British pound. So be mindful if you trade any of them before we meet tomorrow. All right, Cool. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you same time tomorrow. Peace.